Chapter 105. The three people failed in the assessment. The old man, Li Zhang, was one. The middle-aged man's talent was not good, it was only inferior, so he also failed. And there was a young man who had a primary formation talent, but his foundation was not firmly grasped, and he also failed. Next, I will announce the number of vulnerabilities that the 7 of you have found. Chen Yao announced again. Li Dahai found a loophole. Zhang Kiki found 2 loopholes. Chen Dong, 4 loopholes have been found. At this time, Chen Dong was so excited that he couldn't wait to jump up, and immediately stared at Yu Tian with provocative eyes. He was not afraid of offending Yu Tian. Now, he is already a junior formation mage, a member of the Formation Mage Association. What if Yu Tian is a grandmaster and dares to teach him a lesson? Besides, if he didn't leave the Demon Sea base, Yu Tian couldn't take revenge on him. So, he doesn't coax. Yu Tian, you found 7 loopholes, and you are also the only assessor who has found all the loopholes. Saying that, Chen Yao walked in front of Yu Tian. Yu Tian, your talent should be high level. This flawed little Qingyun trapped array was arranged by a senior master, and only those with high-level formation talent can find all the loopholes at the junior formation mage level. High formation talent? Chen Dong looked at Yu Tian incredulously, his face showing despair and jealousy. He is just a primary formation talent. Although it is better than the average primary formation talent, it is far from being comparable to the advanced formation talent, and the status of the two is not the same level at all. Yes! Yu Tian did not refute and generously admitted it. Yu Tian, if you are willing to test your formation talent, once your formation talent level is confirmed, the Formation Mage Association will reward you with an additional 1,000 points. Are you willing to test? Chen Yao asked. Testing talents, this is a very secret thing, and a loose organization like the Formation Mage Association has never asked the Formation Mages to disclose their formation talent levels. Everything is voluntary. As a result, the Formation Mage Guild will not persecute any Formation Mage. If Yu Tian was unwilling to test, the Formation Mage Association would not force it, but it would not give additional rewards. Master Chen Yao Formation, I want to ask how many points are needed for the design of the Zhuyuan Formation? Yu Tian asked suddenly. The design of the Gathering Element Formation that can gather 3 times the vitality requires 500 points. The Gathering Element Formation design drawing that gathers 5 times the vitality requires 1,000 points, and the Gathering Element Formation design drawing that gathers 6 times the vitality requires 2,000 points. Chen Yao introduced. However, he was a little puzzled. Yu Tian suddenly asked, why is this for? The design of the Zhuyuan Formation that gathers 6 times the vitality costs 2,000 points? Yu Tian frowned slightly. Gathering 6 times the vitality doesn't mean that you can increase your cultivation speed by 6 times. In that case, cultivation is too easy. How many times it can increase is not only related to the concentration of vitality, but also to the level of one's own cultivation talent. According to Yu Tian's own calculations, if he cultivated in an environment of 6 times his vitality, with the refining speed of his current Morning Star cultivation talent, he should be able to increase his cultivation speed by 3 times. If he was an extraordinary level cultivator, it would be good to increase his cultivation speed by 2 times, and a top cultivation talent could only increase his cultivation speed by 1.5 times at most. I have to buy 6 times the design of the Zhuyuan Formation. If I go to test the formation talent, I can get 1,000 points, plus the 700 points obtained in the assessment, and the 100 points won by Chen Dong. I can get a total of 1,800 points. Then there are only 200 points left, and it is not far from 2,000 points. Yu Tian calculated. Immediately, he nodded in agreement. Okay, I'm willing to test. Very good, I'll test the ball with the formation talent. Chen Yao said excitedly. Because he has recruited a formation mage with a high-level formation talent, once it is confirmed that it is correct, he will be able to get more points for the main examination task this time. That's why he's so active. Mage Chen Yao, the test ball won't test other talents, right? Yu Tian asked in advance, so as not to expose his talent. No, Chen Yao immediately assured, the Formation Mage Association will not do this kind of thing to snoop on other people's privacy. Our test ball can only test the formation talent. Then I'm relieved, Yu Tian said. Subsequently, Chen Yao took a test ball and tested Yu Tian's formation talent. The test ended soon. Sure enough, it's a high-level formation talent. Congratulations, you have obtained an additional 1,000 points from the Formation Mage Association. Chen Yao said with some envy. After all, even if it is him, if he wants to earn 1,000 points at one time, it is very difficult. Yu Tian obtained 1,000 points so easily. Who isn't envious? But there is no way. High talent is such treatment. Soon, Chen Yao issued the badges and scorecards of the formation mages to the 7 assessors, and the points were all typed in the scorecards. Each person's scorecard could only be used by himself, and it was bound to the identity card, and others could not use it even if they got it. Chen Dong, 100 points. Yu Tian asked Chen Dong for it. Chen Dong didn't dare to offend Yu Tian. If Yu Tian was just a grandmaster, he wouldn't be able to control him, but Yu Tian was a high-level array mage, and he was destined to be a high-level formation mage in the future. If he dared to offend Yu Tian, he would not have a good time in the future. Grandmaster Yu Tian, I'm sorry, I was wrong. 100 points, I'll give it to you right away. Chen Dong admits intimidation, and he doesn't feel ashamed. In the face of a formation mage with a grandmaster and a high-level formation talent, how many people dare not admit it? Even if it spread, he was not afraid of losing face, but would be very proud. After all, he had once scolded a grandmaster with a high formation talent. Turn it around, Yu Tian said very plainly. When Chen Dong turned over 100 points, he didn't care about Chen Dong at all. Worrying too much about such a weak ant would be a waste of his time. Questing for points. Array Mage Guild, Level 1 Quest Hall. Yu Tian was looking at the task. He wanted to find the points he could do and earn 200 points as soon as possible. Phew, one task after another flashed quickly. Yu Tian looked at them one by one, but most of the tasks were not suitable for him. Either the task was long, or the requirements for the mage were high. Suddenly, a mission attracted Yu Tian. Shanghe Formation Tower Mission. Receive the task to obtain access to the Shanghe Formation Tower, take it once a year. Task requirements: Grandmaster, Advanced Formation Talent, Primary Formation or above. 3 requirements, all of them are indispensable. Seeing this task, Yu Tian was shocked. This task is difficult to be specially prepared for him. But as soon as you see the time of the release of the task, you know that it is not the same thing. This task was released decades ago and has been hanging here. I'm going to take over the Shanghe Formation Tower mission. Yu Tian came to the task counter and spoke. Please give me your ID card. The staff stood up and were very polite. After all, those who are qualified to take on the task of the Shanghe Formation Tower are all high-level formation talents, and such people will inevitably become high-level formation mages. Even king-level people will be very polite when they meet high-level formation mages. Yu Tian gave the identity card to the staff, and the staff checked it and quickly recognized Yu Tian's qualifications. After taking over the task, Yu Tian got a piece of information, which was about the Shanghe Formation Tower. Chapter 106. Opening the information, the relevant content about the Shanghe Formation Tower was displayed one by one. The Shanghe Formation Tower was established by the Shanghe King, who was once also a famous big man in the Demon Sea base. Not only a king-level powerhouse, but also a top formation master himself, one of the people with the highest formation attainments in the Demon Sea base, and one of the participants in the construction of the Demon Sea base's defense array. It's a pity that after an accident, King Shanghe was seriously injured and returned to the Demon Sea base, hurriedly established the formation tower, and left his own inheritance. As long as those with high-level formation talents are eligible to break into the Shanghe Formation Tower, each time they break through the first floor, they can get a formation design drawing. And once they break through the 9th floor, they can become the successor of the Shanghe King. However, so far, no one has become the successor of the Shanghe King, and no one knows the reason, only that many high-level formation talents have automatically given up the assessment after breaking through to the 8th layer. But I have to say that there are a lot of formation design drawings of the Shanghe Formation Tower, and there are many benefits to be gained by breaking into the Shanghe Formation Tower. But there are also dangers, and there are many killing formations inside, so it is required that the Grandmaster can take over this task. Otherwise, if the Great Warrior goes, it is easy to fall into the Shanghe Formation Tower. Knowing the situation of the Shanghe Formation Tower, Yi Tian went to the Shanghe Formation Tower. This is it. Yi Tian came to an old city, the earliest urban area established here, but now it is on the edge of the Demon Sea base. There are not many residents here, but it is very quiet, and many retired warriors will choose to settle here. The Shanghe Formation Tower is in this area, but it is protected by the Formation Mage Association, and a group of troops are hired to wait here, guarding the Shanghe Formation Tower day and night, and ordinary people are not allowed to approach. Yi Tian took out the mission credential and identity card, and successfully entered the Shanghe Formation Tower. Inside the tower, Yi Tian walked into the first layer of formation. Rumble. Heaven and earth changed greatly, and countless flames poured out, making Yi Tian feel as if he was in a world of flames. Flame attack formation. Yi Tian's expression moved, and he was a little interested. The attack power of these flames is very powerful. If a great martial artist comes, it is difficult to save his life, and only some special great martial artists can barely save their lives. Yi Tian tried it. Can he test the strong strength to break the formation? Pseudo Armagill strength talent. Qingfeng slash. The attack containing Yi Tian's strongest blow fell in the formation, but it was quickly diverted by a force. Sure enough, there is no way to be opportunistic. Unless my strength can reach the king level of the Shanghe king, I can break the formation, otherwise I will be transferred by an inexplicable force. Yi Tian frowned. Breaking the formation still depends on the talent of the formation. As a result, Yi Tian opened the high-level formation talent. In an instant, the flame space turned into a formation space, and a large number of formation patterns appeared in front of Yi Tian. I saw that these formations were combined with each other, forming a series of flames attacking. Seeing the composition of the flame formation, Yi Tian gradually had a countermeasure. Just destroy the formation node. Yi Tian tried, and with the assistance of his high-level formation talent, he quickly found a formation node, that is, a node connected between the formation pattern and the formation pattern. Broken. Yi Tian condensed a finger and slammed it on the node. The node was forced, and the flame formation began to become unstable. Subsequently, Yi Tian found out one node after another and broke them one by one. When more than 10 nodes were broken, the formation slammed and turned into fragments. The first layer of the formation is broken. Wow! The void opened, and a drawing appeared in Yi Tian's hand. Primary Defense Formation Blueprint. Rain Curtain. Yi Tian put away this primary formation design drawing, and immediately began to break through the second layer. The second layer is more complicated. It is the cold ice formation. It took Yi Tian a few hours to break the formation, but fortunately, Yi Tian's strength is strong, and he can hold on to the formation space for a long time. If an ordinary Grandmaster comes, before he can break the formation, he will not be able to withstand the attack of the cold ice formation. The third layer of the formation is the Aoki formation. It is the attack formation of the wood system. It took Yi Tian nearly a day to break the formation, and his yuan power was almost exhausted, and his physical strength was also consumed a lot. In desperation, Yi Tian chose to give up and continue the assessment. After breaking through the 3 layers, a primary defense formation design, Rain Curtain, a primary fire formation design, Fire Dragon soaring into the sky, a concealment formation design, Hidden. I have gained 3 design drawings, which is a good harvest, but I don't know how many points I can get. Yi Tian took the 3 design drawings and left the Shanghe Formation Tower. After resting for the night, the next day, Yi Tian came to the Formation Mage Association. I'll submit the mission. Yi Tian came to the task and submitted the task of the Shanghe Formation Tower. The staff took Yi Tian's identity card, checked it, and immediately confirmed. The Shanghe Formation Tower has already sent news. You have indeed completed the task, and you have passed the 3rd level, and 900 points will be rewarded, of which the first layer will be rewarded with 100 points, the second layer will be rewarded with 200 points, and the third layer will be rewarded with 400 points. Master Yi Tian Array, let me remind you that next year, you can still accept this task, but if you fail to break through to the 4th layer, there will be no reward. Understood. Yi Tian nodded. The staff called 900 points to Yi Tian and asked, Yi Tian Array Mage, you should get 3 formation blueprints from the Shanghe Formation Tower, right? If you have a design map that the Formation Mage Association does not have, you can exchange it for a certain number of points. Are you willing to trade? Yes. Yi Tian took out the 3 design drawings. It's a pity that there is only one hidden formation design drawing, the Hidden Breath, that is not available in the Formation Mage Association. The other 2 design drawings are already available in the Formation Mage Association and cannot be traded. But just relying on a design drawing, Yi Tian gained 500 points, which really made Yi Tian's points rise sharply. Yi Tian calculated carefully, and now he had 3,300 points, which was enough to buy the design of the Zhu formation that gathered 6 times the vitality. The design drawing is actually not expensive. After all, this thing, how much the Formation Mage Association wants, don't look at a primary formation design in exchange for 500 points, but that's because the Formation Mage Association does not currently have this design drawing. If you buy a primary formation design drawing, dozens of points are enough. The design of the Gathering Yuan formation that gathers 6 times the vitality, although it is an intermediate formation, its value is comparable to that of a high-level formation, so it will be sold for 2,000 points, so expensive. Yi Tian did not hesitate to buy a design drawing of the Gathering Yuan formation that was enough to gather 6 times the vitality, and spent 1,000 points to buy some high-level array embryos. Anyway, it would be a waste if the points were not used. When the time came for the design of the Zhu formation, the array embryos were also bought, and everything was almost ready. The next thing is to learn the formation and reach the level of arranging the Zhu formation as soon as possible, and then he can arrange the formation. Once the Zhu formation is completed, within a year, Yi Tian will be able to step into the Grandmaster Extreme. Chapter 107. At home, Yi Tian took a closer look at the design of the Zhu formation, and then realized that if he wanted to arrange the Zhu formation, he not only needed to master 100 formations, but also needed Yuan Qi stones to open the Zhu formation. The most ordinary Yuan gathering formation doesn't need Yuan Qi stones, but the Yuan Qi slowly absorbed by the formation isn't much more than the outside world. Only the intermediate Yuan gathering Yuan formation can quickly condense the heaven and earth Yuan Qi with the help of Yuan Qi stones. It's no wonder that the villa doesn't have this kind of intermediate Yuan gathering formation. It turns out that it needs Yuan Qi stones. Ordinary people can't get the Yuan Qi stone at all, and even if there is a gathering Yuan formation, there's no way to activate it. Yi Tian suddenly realized. Instantly, he smiled happily. Yuan Qi stone, he is not lacking. In the secret realm, he has dug up more than 2,000 vitality stones, and 1 vitality stone can be used for a month. How many years will 2,000 vitality stones be used? Therefore, Yi Tian did not lack Yuan Qi stones. Take over the goal. Cultivate the purple blood pulse refining technique, comprehend the sword intent, and comprehend the formation pattern. The cultivation task is relatively heavy, but Yi Tian enjoys it. In a flash, half a month passed. At this time, Yi Tian's cultivation has not made much progress, and the time for cultivating the purple blood pulse refining technique is relatively small, but his physical strength has also reached the power of 2 elephants, and the sword intent has finally stepped into the realm of 20% sword intent, and he can already cultivate silver-level sword skills. But there are no silver-level sword skills at the moment, so this plan will be put aside for the time being. As for the formation patterns, Yi Tian has also engraved 71 formation patterns at present, which is already a powerful junior formation mage level, because as long as it is engraved to 80 formation patterns, and then mastering some intermediate formations, you can become an intermediate formation mage. But Yi Tian felt that if he wanted to engrave 100 formation patterns, it would take at least 2 or 3 months, but if it was such a long time, he couldn't wait. You must copy the high-level formation talent again. Yi Tian decided. The top-level formation talent is really difficult to encounter, but the high-level formation talent is not difficult to encounter, and his copying talent cooldown is over, and he has 2 copies again. This time, he was going to copy 2 high-level formation talents and raise his own formation talent fusion to the top-level formation talent level. As long as he has the top-level formation talent, he can successfully engrave and complete 100 formation patterns in a short period of time and arrange the Zhu formation. Even if he leaves the Demon Sea base in the future, he can arrange the Zhu formation at any time, and his cultivation will be greatly convenient. This day, Yi Tian ran to the major forces and checked them one by one, and finally found the traces of the 2 high-level formation mages in Helian's house and the headquarters of the Demon Sea Bank. copying the high-level formation talents on their bodies. Subsequently, Yi Tian returned home and fused 2 high-level formation talents. Half an hour passed. Yi Tian, who was slightly tired, looked at the formation talent level displayed on the retina with a smile on his face. Formation talent. Top. Top formation talent. I should be able to engrave 100 formation patterns in a month, and then I can arrange the Zhuyuan formation, and it's not in vain that I wasted so much time and thought. Yi Tian said with emotion. Continue to comprehend the formation patterns and strive to engrave 100 formation patterns as soon as possible. In order to complete the goal as soon as possible, Yi Tian even reduced the time for cultivating the purple blood pulse refining technique again, and even put the sword intent aside for the time being. In this way, finally 26 days later, Yi Tian successfully engraved 100 formation patterns with the help of his top-level formation talent. Everything is ready, and there is no shortage of east wind. Yi Tian was ready to take out a high-level array disc embryo, and then began to engrave the formation pattern of the intermediate gathering yuan formation. Since he had only barely reached the qualification of refining the gathering yuan formation, coupled with the difficulty of the intermediate gathering yuan formation, even if Yi Tian had the top-level formation talent amplification effect, he did not dare to guarantee 100% success. Let's go! The first formation was successfully inscribed, followed by the second, the third, and the fourth. When the 42nd formation pattern was inscribed, due to a slight error, the inscription failed, and the array embryo was scrapped. He took out a disc embryo again and continued to inscribe. In this way, Yi Tian scrapped 3 times in a row, and finally succeeded in the 4th inscription. Then, Yi Tian inlaid the array disc on the ground of the cultivation room, and then inlaid a yuan qi stone on the array plate, opening the gathering yuan formation. Rumble. Countless heaven and earth yuan qi poured in, making the heaven and earth yuan qi in the Zhuyuan formation space gradually thicken, and after about half an hour, the concentration of yuan qi in the entire cultivation room reached more than 6 times that of the outside world. It's so rich in the vitality of heaven and earth. I feel much smoother when I take a breath. Yi Tian was very satisfied with the effect of the Zhuyuan formation. Next, he can cultivate with all his strength. Morning Star Cultivation Talent, High-Level Yuan Force Forging Body Secret Technique, Purple Blood Pulse Refining Technique, plus Gathering Yuan Formation. Yi Tian's daily progress speed is incredible. If outsiders knew, they would definitely call him the demon among the demons. After 1 day of cultivation, Yi Tian muttered, "At this cultivation rate, I can increase the power of 9 elephants in a month. 9 elephant power in 1 month. You can reach 90 elephant power in 10 months. Considering that the cultivation speed will be a little slower in the future, 1 year is enough to be promoted to the ultimate of the Grand Master." After a few more days, Yi Tian once again had 2 chances to copy. But at this time, Yi Tian hesitated, not knowing what talent to copy. By the way, I haven't copied a lot of that guy's talent yet. Yi Tian remembered, Xiao Blood is the name of the War Blood Heavenly Dragon, and he gave it to the Battle Blood Heavenly Dragon. He swept his eyes and saw that Xiao Shui was playing with Xiao Jin, so he didn't disturb them. Which one to copy? Yi Tian hesitated. In the end, his eyes were fixed on Xiao Blood's 2 talents. Flying Talent, Advanced. Bloodbone Talent, Medium. It's not that Yi Tian doesn't want to copy other talents, but other talents are related to dragons. He doesn't have the blood of dragons, so if he copies, maybe the power is not too strong. The Flying Talent is very good. I have long wanted to copy it, but I feel that I will not leave the Demon Sea base for the time being, and I don't need the Flying Talent, so I am not in a hurry to copy it. And now I don't know which talent to copy, and it is not bad to choose it. Yi Tian thought so. Copy, fusion. Soon, Yi Tian had a talent for flying, and he tried to fly in the room. As a result, without the help of any strength, Yi Tian successfully floated with the help of his flying talent, and flew to any corner as he wanted. After resting for a while, Yi Tian began to copy the medium blood bone talent. For this talent, I have long known what kind of talent it is from a few times of Xiao Shui. The blood bone talent is a very special talent, which can choose a bone in the body for blood refining cultivation, and finally quench it into a blood bone weapon, which can be taken out from the body as a weapon at any time, and can also be withdrawn from the body at any time. The key thing is that in the later stage of tempering, you can turn your blood and bones into any weapon, even a knife. In addition, after being tempered by blood, the blood bone will break away from the human skeleton, and a new bone will be reborn in the original place of the blood and bone, and the blood bone will attach to the new bone without affecting the body. The only pity is that the blood and bone talent is only a medium talent, and the highest can only be condensed into a high-level Yuan soldier weapon, and after he steps into the king level, this talent will be of little use. But it's better than nothing. In case you can improve the blood and bone talent in the future, this talent will be awesome. Chapter 108. Yi Tian originally wanted to cultivate to the extreme of the Grand Master before leaving the Demon Sea Great Base, but after only cultivating for more than 20 days, his physical strength had just increased to the power of 10 elephants, and a news came, disrupting Yi Tian's plan. Something happened to the Linhai base? Yi Tian frowned. This news was sent by Yu Ling, and the accuracy should be very high. Regarding the Linhai base, Yi Tian said that there was no emotion. It was fake. It was where he lived, and it was also his hometown with his sister Yi Yu. Although he has moved to a new home now and has come to the Demon Sea base, it does not mean that he has forgotten his hometown, and his villa in the Linhai base has not been sold, which proves that he still wants to go back. But now, something has happened at the Linhai base. For the first time, Yi Tian contacted Yu Ling, wanting to get more accurate information from Yu Ling's mouth. After all, the news that Yu Ling asked people to send was just a simple sentence, and it was difficult to know the specific situation. An hour later, Yi Tian saw Yu Ling again. Yu Ling, what's going on at the Linhai base? Yi Tian asked with a frown. Yu Ling's face was a little solemn. The beast tide is about to break out, and the Linhai base is in the range of being affected. If it is a normal situation, the Demon Sea base will not watch the Linhai base fall, because the status and position of the Linhai base is too important. It is the gateway of the Demon Sea base. But now, the Demon Sea base can't take care of the Linhai base, because this time the beast tide has swept several large bases, and the small base of the Linhai base is just affected. This news is currently only known to the core members of the big family of the Demon Sea base, and I only knew about it because I broke through to become a Grand Master and my status in the Yu family has risen greatly. After you listen to it, don't spread it, otherwise it will cause confusion. I have a feeling that this beast tide is even more terrifying than the beast tide 40 years ago. It's scarier than that beast tide 40 years ago. Yi Tian's pupils shrank, and he really realized why the Demon Sea base couldn't take care of the Linhai base, because the Demon Sea base was in danger of destruction. Where could he take care of a mere Linhai base? In the beast tide this time, the coastal base can only rely on itself. Yu Ling, what do you think is the chance of the destruction of the Linhai base? Yi Tian asked. Almost 100%. Yu Ling sighed. Yi Tian, you don't know how many bases have been destroyed in the past 100 years. Our Yu family knows a lot of things. Don't look at the big base as so brilliant, but it will be destroyed at any time, and the situation of the human race will become more and more numerous. It is said that the spatial rift is still expanding, and as time passes, more and more powerful beasts will descend, and it is not impossible that even humans will be destroyed one day. A heavy aura permeated the two of them. At this moment, Yi Tian spoke. I'm going to go to the Linhai base. I hope you can help me take care of my sister. Count me as a favor for you. It's just a trivial matter for me to help you take care of your sister, but you're going to the Linhai base. Don't you want to die? Yu Ling exclaimed. Although the Demon Sea base is in danger of being destroyed, there is still a great possibility that it can be saved. If it is not possible, you can still ask for help from the super base, and there is still a connection between the Demon Sea base and the super base. But the Linhai base doesn't even have a defensive formation. Once the beast tide rushes to the Linhai base, it can overwhelm the entire base at once, and even the king level is difficult to compete with the beast herd. What kind of cultivation does Yi Tian have? Grandmaster only. A Grandmaster wants to compete with the beast tide. Even if it is a small team of the beast tide, it is not something that a Grandmaster can contend with. Yi Tian, it's too dangerous for you to do this. It's not worth it, Yu Ling persuaded. Yi Tian smiled slightly. Don't worry, I'm not stupid. Just trying to stop it. If I really can't stop it, I'll leave. If I want to leave, there are a few beasts that can stop me. He wasn't bragging. With his current realm and top-level speed talent, he was much faster than some king-level speeds, and he also had a high-level flying talent, so he could fly away. The high-level flying talent can also increase the speed tenfold. Although it is not as good as the top speed, it is better than there are no obstacles in the air, and he can fly with all his strength. Even the top flying beast can't stop him. Yi Tian, who has many special talents, is definitely one of the most difficult martial artists in the world. It is precisely because of these hole cards that he dares to go to the Linhai base, otherwise he is not stupid and will not be sent to death. Yu Ling knew that he couldn't persuade Yi Tian, so he advised, Yi Tian, be careful. If you really can't do it, come back quickly. Yi Tian nodded, and immediately separated from Yu Ling. Before leaving, Yi Tian told Yi Yu some things, but he didn't mention the crisis of the Linhai base and the beast tide. It was useless to say it, but it would cause Yi Yu to worry. Xiaoshui, let's go. I'll take you somewhere. Don't you always say that you can't eat enough every day? Yi Tian kicked the bloody heavenly dragon who was sleeping and said. Really? The battle blood heavenly dragon woke up, heard Yi Tian's words, raised his head, and said excitedly. Nature is true. Let's go. Yi Tian urged. Good. The battle blood heavenly dragon immediately followed Yi Tian. Walking on the street did not cause much of a sensation. After all, humans in this era have never seen dragons, and the blood dragon is still different from the dragon in the novel. Its body is not so slender, but very strong. In the eyes of others, they may regard the battle blood heavenly dragon as a dragon beast. What's more, Xiao blood has completely reigned in Long Wei, and the possibility of being recognized is even lower. Soon, Yi Tian and Xiaoshui left the Demon Sea base and came to the wild. Little blood, you fly with me. Let's go to the Linhai base. Yi Tian ordered. Fly, can I fly? Little blood said in confusion. It didn't have a chance to fly at all in the Demon Sea base, so it never tried to fly. It even thinks it's a land beast. Quote. Yi Tian stared at Xiaoshui for a long time, and wanted to beat it up. It was a dragon, and it also had a high flying talent, so it even said that it couldn't fly. You have a high flying talent, you can definitely fly. Try it yourself. If you don't fly, this time there will be no blood of your fierce beast. Yi Tian began to threaten Xiao blood with the blood of the fierce beast. As soon as he heard that there was no fierce beast blood to drink, Xiao blood suddenly became anxious. Urging the talent of flight, just a few seconds later, Xiao blood successfully flew into the sky, and quickly mastered the method of flying. It turns out that my little blood is a flying dragon, Xiao blood said excitedly. Swish! With a flash of light, Xiao blood appeared beside Yi Tian, leaned down, and said, Dear master, get on my back, Xiao blood will take you to fly. Yi Tian jumped onto Xiaoshui's back, sat cross-legged, and pointed in the direction of the Linhai base. Take off, let's go to the Linhai base.